Yeah, you got him.
Yeah,
Got a new one quick.
yeah.
No, my mom, when I took him out, because when my
Hey, we
dog passed
live, y'all.
away. Oh,
Oh, okay.
sorry.
We
You
live, man. I'm sorry.
and
We
he ain't
live,
playing,
man.
man. He's like little back to back.
He's like my last one was a
I'm
little too
sorry.
negative here. I need some positivity here.
Yeah, that's hey. Shout out to crap, but that shit was negative.
Yeah,
Goodness,
I don't
man.
know. We're gonna get into the introductions, all that stuff, but for everybody that's joining right now or listening on demand, MM2K. I was just saying this on the pre-show. I love to kick Phil's back in. I love to do that and sip my tea on the porch. I can't do that today. I can't. It's impossible. But
Okay, yeah, let's wait till at least 5 people in this
yeah,
motherfucker.
I can't.
Oh,
I don't. I don't
yeah.
understand how anybody. Look, man. Again, I'm not. Opinions are opinions. They're like
Mhm.
assholes. You know how the saying goes.
Everybody got one.
But I'm just saying, man. Like, here's. I'll hold it, man. I'll hold it. I'll hold it. I'll hold my MM2K rant till later. Let's go through the salutations and everything.
To the one person watching right now, thank you. I don't know. I don't know who you are, but I appreciate it. Let me
love you guys.
From
let me
Xbox
let me I don't know, maybe it starts off low. I mean slow. So
Yeah. And
yeah,
I'm
but let
still
me go ahead
tweeting it
and
out
tweet
too.
this out. Yeah, let me tweet this out.
But it's okay because we got our listeners. Hey, look, man. Before we get into it, I just want to say big up to all the listeners on demand, and I'm gonna talk to the panel and everything. We might do some audio podcasts, raffles, and stuff like that so we don't forget about y'all. We've had our highest peak. Not this podcast, the podcast before last, the one with Dirk Briggity on there, and last week's was good too. But the week before last was like astronomically high. I don't even remember what the hell we were talking about. I don't know what everybody was so excited about.
Are you talking on one? Are you talking on one like when I was in Florida?
No, before you went to Florida. The one before you went to
the
Florida.
one right before you went to Florida.
Oh yeah, that's when we had our like high of like 30 at one time, nigga. That's a career high.
Yeah, man. Everybody loved we got more. We got way more than that. People listening like after the fact. So big up to y'all, man. We appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna start doing like I'll find out some way to embed some raffles for our audio listeners. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah. So while I'm tweeting this out, I'm gonna go ahead and get it started. First off, welcome to Scram Punks episode. Shit, what is this? 44. 44. Yeah, episode 44. And there's a lot to talk about. We had Gamescom this week. Sony buying up developer. Hey, this is a lot. There's a lot to talk about. And I just got off a negative ass podcast, so I got a lot to say. First off, let me introduce this panel. First off, we got to talk to my man, MM2K. What is going on, my brother?
You know what, man? I'm doing good, man. I'm doing real good. I'm excited. I'm excited for the first time. I'm being cautious, but I'm just gonna say this and shut up so we can introduce the panel, get on with the show. I'm excited because I think Xbox is having a reckoning, and I'm very curious to see how they respond to the blood in the eye, man. Because these motherfuckers is mad. That's all I'm gonna say right now. These motherfuckers is mad. But
I can't wait to hear that story, bro. Yeah, I can't wait to hear it because I just got off a podcast where 6 other guys saying Xbox saying shit. Yeah, so
even after me, this is a good week.
Right, yeah. I think it's gonna be positive,
Wait a minute, is this the thing about with them saying that nothing else from their studios is going on other things? Was that podcast?
That's part of basically. But there's been small trinkets of betrayal, and we'll definitely get into it. But they're definitely. Again, I don't want to be. I'm being cautious. I don't want to be overly excited. But
you're turning into me, Moss.
Something's going on. Something's definitely going on, and we going fuck all that. Just being negative, just to be negative. We're going to actually like come down the middle and get to the root of everything. You know what I'm saying?
My man, MM2K. Hey man, I haven't heard this MM2K in about 2 months, man. So
we'll definitely get into it, man.
All right, then we got my man. He's the Xbox guy, so I'm cool with him. Tsunami, shit. Hold on, what? Tsunami.
Just think of a big ass wave coming.
Tsunami with the tsunami, my
Destroy
man.
Japan.
There you go, my
Wave
man. My
destroyed
bad.
Japan. Here we go.
Tsunami, what's up, bro? Man? Thanks for joining us, brother. It's good to have an Xbox guy on here, man. What's up with you, bro?
Yeah, man. You know, I met you through a couple memes on Twitter, so you know, I always listen to the show. And
Harlem Heat, huh?
Yeah, he was in it. It wasn't you. It was the fake you, but you was in it.
Hey, listen, man. Let me be a dark skinned brother, bald head and glasses. It's easy to find niggas that look like me. I swear.
Spider-Man, you Xbox guy.
That was actually pretty funny. But yeah, it was funny. I can't. All right, y'all. Let's get into these topics, man.
Whoa.
Oh shit! What?
Holy shit, man! Yo, man. Hey, Bunny, we gonna do something about
shit. I'm sorry, Bunny. Hey,
gonna do something
like
about
this.
Bunny. I fell off, Bunny. Snow Bunny.
He's like, man, fuck Bunny. We gonna talk.
Bunny Island fell off, Bunny. Snow Bunny Island fell off, baby. I'm sorry.
No. Here's the thing. You just got off of that podcast.
Yeah.
And you're sitting here still blown.
Yeah.
That it was
I'm
so
still
negative.
depressed. I'm
So
sorry. I'm still
your brain
depressed.
is frazzled.
I'm still depressed. I'm glad you understand. My bad. Snow Bunny. I don't know what's wrong with me. What is up, Snow Bunny? What's going on with you?
Nothing much. I'm on vacation. I actually had a chance to play some games this week.
Really?
Yeah, I've been so busy with work and everything, but yesterday and today and this week I've actually sat down and played some games. So I'm kind of happy about that. I played a bunch of demos dropped on the Switch. So I've been playing a bunch of demos to see what I may get and what I may not get because my list is already too big for the remainder of the year.
Okay.
And how's the chat doing? I hope the chat is doing good tonight. Hey guys, I just noticed something here. Dirt is 7 people away from 800.
Yes.
If none of you guys have subscribed to his channel, could we please hit that subscribe button? If you don't even have to hit the bell notification, if you just hit the subscribe, you can choose whether or not you get all his content, but he does great content. So I would highly suggest hitting that bell notification. But let's see if we can try to get him to 800 tonight. Also, can you guys hit that like button for us? And I think that's it for my spiel.
You know what, Bunny? Before we get into these topics,
Thank
I want
you,
to say
Bunny.
kudos to you. Because he's a low down, dirty motherfucker.
You didn't have to do that. You didn't have to do that.
Handle better than him.
Buddy, thank you so much. You made me feel even worse now.
I don't know if I can do that because he's an Xbox guy.
Yeah, Xbox guy. Oh shit.
But here's the thing. He may be an Xbox guy and everything. Because I'm a Nintendo, but I was subscribed to his channel just because some of the shit he was saying was funny as hell.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I mean, comical relief. If you want a good laugh, some of his videos, especially that one where he was knocking somebody out or something because of something.
Yeah.
That video was hilarious.
Yeah, Dirt is funny, man. Dirt, you got to give credit. Credit, dude. Dirt is hilarious.
Hello, Devin.
There y'all, man. Noah. Hey, y'all. Noah has joined us. What's up, bro? How you doing, man?
What's good, man? It's always good to be in the house of the video games.
Yeah, the house of Xbox guy, yeah. That forking Xbox guy, yeah. All right, y'all. Yeah. The panel's ready.
The Last of Us.
The Last of Us.
Yeah, that you probably are the last of the Xbox folks.
I am. Yeah, I'm one of the last.
I'm gonna let you into something, bro. But can't let it get past this podcast, bro. I'm an undercover Xbox guy, man. I'm working to infiltrate the Sony, the Pony Nation.
Okay, man. Well, I'm glad. Maybe we need somebody inside to tell us what's going on.
Right.
Don't be like that dude in the last Indiana Jones. He become a triple agent. You might pretend to be a double agent now, but then you be a triple agent. Nah, don't do
yourself
that.
And shit. you end up being a fan of the Commodore 64 and shit. You know,
hell no.
Internal conflicts.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. Let's go ahead and start talking about these gaming topics. We have some things to talk about, which I like. But let's start off with Gamescom. There was a lot of information that came through Gamescom last Monday. Most of it was good in my eyes. Mm-hmm. But let's start off with Xbox Gamescom. Now, this inside Xbox, we know most times are usually dog shit. just my opinion, I thought this Inside Xbox was actually pretty good. I thought they showed some stuff I was interested in. I thought the geared horror mode looked great. I thought, they showed some stuff that really I was interested in. And what do you guys think? I got to ask you guys what you thought about Inside Xbox. Moss, hey, what you thought about it, man? Because you're not really that high on Xbox lately. But what do you think about Xbox Gamescom Monday?
Well, I'm gonna just do it like this real quick, not to take up too much time. But I looked at it it's in like 4 parts. The first part was they're talking about Game Pass. Now, y'all know what I've said about Game Pass in the past. I've never said, just to be clear, because that punk ass Neithel's always mixing up my words. But no, I've said that I think Game Pass is a good service. It's what was the word I was using? I can't remember. It's a good deal, but it's not like a great value to gamers yet. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Meaning that something could be a good deal. It's a good deal, meaning that you're getting good value within it, but you don't have the average gamer saying, "Ooh, I got to get Xbox so I can play it." You know what I'm saying? And we want Game Pass to get to that point to where it's a system seller and it's making people want to hop on the ecosystem. Once to do that, it'll be universally a good value. With that being said, Game Pass made some big headways in doing that. First and foremost, Devil May Cry is a big deal. You know what I'm saying? May not be the biggest deal because it's kind of like within that period of when it's like after the brand new car smell, but I think it's a big deal. But the biggest deal to me is Kingdom Come Deliverance on PC. If they really want saturation in the PC world, them having that in Game Pass now is a big deal. Definitely. The Metro DLC look good. Them having that on stage.
Yes.
I'm talking about
Destiny. Lord. Yes.
Destiny on stage looks good. That's just good because that's going to be a big deal with the new turnaround. And the last 2 are Gears 5 Horde Mode and Gears 5 Campaign. Oh my God. Yeah. I don't care about Horde Mode, but that looks like a game within a game. And Gears 5 Campaign, I didn't particularly see a lot of gameplay, but what it did do is it silenced all the people that were like, "Oh, this shit looks like some 360 shit." No, the game looks fantastic. It's going to look great, especially on the X. So that put that to bed. So to me, I think that their presentation, even though it had a little bit of down moments, but no presentation is perfect. Overall, I think that this was finally an Inside Xbox that was enjoyable. You know what I'm saying? Right. I enjoyed it. So that's my take.
Yeah, man. I agree, man. I really enjoyed it myself. Snow Bunny, did you get a chance to see it?
Oh, I saw it. The gameplay for Gears 5 did look really good. I was kind of worried about the campaign because they weren't really saying much about it. But after I saw it, I was like, oh, it looks pretty good. But the rest of it was just games to me because I don't play Xbox, so I was mainly there to see what games might future come to the Switch. But since that whole announcement came out, I don't think any of them are now.
Big up to Xbox 448 in the chat.
That was doing the Xbox thing that they announced Ori, but I'm talking about like we might not get the second Ori now because of the announcement. So yeah. I put a question out to the chat about what did they think about the Gamescom and Xbox 448's like Devil May Cry 5, Gears. So yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Tsunami. What you think of it, bro?
Yeah, man, I actually think it's better than E3. Like as far as like overall enjoyment.
Me too. Yeah, me too.
Like, I totally agree.
For it to be an Inside Xbox, like that was all we needed. If they showed that as the E3, then everybody
they breaking up a little bit, bro.
We wanted. So like I think they're starting to get the picture. You know, they're cutting some of the fat in the Inside Xbox people. You know, they're getting the format a little tighter. It's getting better. It still has its spots, but for the most part, like I had no real complaints. Honestly, I had no real complaints.
I see. You know what? That's a good point you made there. Cutting a little fat because the show was really like only an hour and a half. Even though they said it was going to be 2 hours, it was an hour and a half, which I thought was good. And yeah, I agree with you. But Noah, man, did you get a chance to watch it?
I sure did, bro.
What you think, man?
I loved it. I have to agree with everyone. This is probably the best Inside Xbox since they started doing it. Honestly,
I agree. Yep.
and I mean, Gears remains to be one of the best IPs that Microsoft has and puts out. So I hope Phil Spencer some way sees or realizes that this is what the Xbox fans want.
Yeah.
But we want more IPs other than Gears for as a Halo. But there is excitement behind the Xbox brand. They just got to bring it to us.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree. I mean, here's the thing about it though. To add to what Noah just said, did Xbox really show any new IP? No, but it's like I was saying before, in my previous kick fill in rib sessions, right? Kick fill rib sessions. You know what I'm saying?
Lord.
I've said, even when you don't have shit to show Xbox, show that hardcore stuff, man. If you want to show the indies and the coffee shop stuff, make an Xbox Squared or something like that, or save that for Major Nelson's podcast. But when it comes to shows like Gamescom and E3, these are shows for us. So you got to understand your demographic. You got to understand your product placement. It seems like after some time, after some ridicule, after some serious things and something big by Sony, I think Xbox is finally starting to realize they're starting to swallow their pride a little bit. And I think they're starting to circle back. I hope so. But definitely, again, understand your demographic. And when you do good, you'll hear good. That's the period. It's just as simple as that.
Hey, Moss, I want you to get into, well, maybe we'll wait because I didn't want to talk about Gears campaign first, but I definitely want you to get into what you heard on that on that
Game
podcast. Game Attack Radio, because I haven't heard it, so I definitely want you to get into that. Actually, man, like, you want to just do it now, or do you want to?
We could do it now, and then we could talk about the Gears campaign.
I was just going to say one more thing about this Gamescom for Xbox. If they had taken this Gamescom and switched it out, this presentation, and switched it out with the E3 one and left all that garbage for Gamescom.
Facts.
That would have been a whole lot better for E3 for them.
Because you know what? They showed some stuff that really interested me. Like, I'm a big 2K guy. Seeing that My Player trailer, that was never shown before. Loved it. Metro Exodus DLC. I didn't know nothing about that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Seeing Bungie on Microsoft stage again. I thought that was cool, even though I'm not a Destiny guy. But I thought that was cool to see Bungie on Microsoft stage again. Some more Blair Woods. Some more.
So you're an Xbox guy, but you're not a Destiny guy.
Hey, no, I'm an Xbox guy. No. But I'm not really a fucking Destiny guy. You got
it? Noted.
I mean, and that's the thing. It's just that they showed the stuff people wanted to see. They didn't want to hear about all those games that we're sharing with Switch or PlayStation 4 or all those third-party games. They wanted to hear about the games that's coming for you guys. Wanted to hear about the games coming for you. To be honest with you, this was a little late in Gears to start putting advertisements out and to start showing gameplay of Gears.
Agreed.
Because when does Gears come out again? Because I still don't know when Gears is coming.
Well, you know what, Dirt? I think
the 6th.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I was just going to say, before we even go into what I heard on GTR, it's probably better. Now that I think about it, it's probably better to talk about the Gears campaign. Yeah.
Okay, so we talk about this Gears campaign now. Right after Xbox Gamescom show, Jeff Keighley had some type of little show. I forgot what it was called, but the first thing they showed was a 2-minute trailer of the Gears 5 campaign. And listen, man, I know I'm an Xbox dude, right? Xbox guy. But that shit looked amazing. Mm-hmm. It looked amazing. I haven't heard anybody say it didn't look great. Well, Moose was saying.
J Dub with his snake oil, he tries.
Moose was saying on crap. So yeah, that's what. Yeah, thanks Xbox. Opening night live at Gamescom. Moose was saying they didn't show enough gameplay, but I said it's just a trailer. It's just enjoy the trailer. I heard King Thrash try to bash it. I heard him try to bash it.
But hold on, hey, I'm gonna flip that though. Like, so it's not a problem that Death Stranding. You see the way they defend Death Stranding for
and
not
the
showing
same people that say
gameplay.
that are looking forward to fucking Death Stranding.
For the mystery. Look, you don't want them to give. You don't watch a movie and they give the whole movie.
Don't show no more.
Yeah,
stop showing shit.
Look, that's bullshit. Like Z say, let's take it out the drawer.
I don't know if you guys heard me get thrashed last week.
Oh no, I don't listen to that. I can't listen to those 5-hour podcasts.
Yeah, because he was saying all this stuff, and I was sitting there like, and I did say this. I said, it seems like because he was bashing the Gears stress test when they put it in. I was like, how can you sit here and say things about it when you didn't even play it?
Right.
I mean, I can understand if you played it, and that's the thing. Like, he was asking me about God of War and Spider-Man, if I thought they were good. I said, I don't know. I didn't play them, so I'm not going to sit here and give you my opinion on it.
Right,
man. Like, I don't want your opinion on how the cake tastes if you never tasted the cake.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Exactly, and that's how I am about everybody. If you're not, like, people are screaming right now. The biggest thing they're screaming about is how Witcher 3 looks on Switch. 9 times out of 10, you're not even going to buy it on Switch, so you really don't need to comment about it because it wasn't made for you.
There you go.
I heard the people that actually did play it said like having that smaller screen didn't admit it almost not even matter. Plus Witcher's a long ass game, so playing it on the go is the main draw. So everybody's gonna slant things towards their console.
Resolution is relative to screen size, so the higher the resolution, the lower the resolution, you know what I'm saying, it doesn't look bad as long as the screen side is shrinking.
Exactly. The pixelation more dense.
Yeah, the pixel density. Yeah. So 720, like when you on your phone, you pull up YouTube, you watch a video, you can't tell the difference between a 720p and 1440p video.
Right.
It's not till you blow it up on your
4K is a waste of time on the phone to me, man.
Yeah,
that's a waste of time.
Yep.
Battery.
Yep, I agree. But so I thought it looked amazing. There's a few people.
Let me bloviate on that. Let me pull it out my thesaurus and my big words. Let me bloviate on that, man.
Yeah, bloviate. I ain't never heard that shit before.
Nothing against
Google right now.
Nothing against anybody's opinions, but hey, these are social networks, so I'm counteracting what's being that whole thought process of not enough was shown. Okay, again, it's product placement. The biggest thing that Xbox had to tackle was we are afraid of Gears. Okay, we are afraid of Gears. We're afraid that there might be a big problem with Gears. They're holding me back from something. That trailer, even though I personally, again, I kind of agree with that sentiment that I personally would have liked to see more. You can't always get everything right. You're not going to get the full course put out right in front of you. What they did is they shut down the narrative that there's something inherently wrong with the game off the top. The game looks fantastic. The story looks like it's layered. Boom. Okay, we're back to square one. Again, we got to understand here. We got to separate where we get to the point of we're criticizing Xbox and even we're heavily criticizing Xbox opposed to where we're just making a thing where we're nitpicking and we're just bashing things just to bash it. Okay, this is Xbox here. They love to be coffee shop. They love to reach for the 2 billion gamers. The simple fact that they showed us what they showed us was a big step. Not a big step. You know what I'm saying? Like they fixed everything, but a big step that they did an about face, and they're at least showing us this. They've calmed a big time narrative that was negative about Gears 5. That within itself should be happy. If you want to be critical and say, yeah, I would have liked more, but at least they shut down that narrative. I think that's reasonable. But to sit there and say, whoa, they didn't show us 2 or 3 hours of the campaign, so therefore it's a whoop to do, like fuck it. No, that's absurd to me. So we got to understand that we're asking this company that doubled down on the coffee shop stuff to turn everything around, and the fact that they've showed us this, I think, is a big enough step for now.
It's not like they're Nintendo, where Nintendo do their Treehouse Lives, and you see 2 to 3 hours.
One thing we gotta realize is, Microsoft is like the ugly stepchild. They have to work 2 or 3 times harder to get the same respect.
Yeah,
I mean, for real though. I mean, like
that is true.
I mean, that's just the standard. I mean, it's not fair, but life isn't fair. Like, you know,
and some of it is to their own making. Some they did it to themselves.
Yeah.
Like you said. Go ahead. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, some of it's unwarranted, but some of it is self-inflicted.
Yep.
But like if Sony's dropping 3 exclusives, Microsoft need to do 6.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, they have to win without a shadow of a doubt. And even then people are gonna still have something to say.
Always.
Yeah, always. Like if Microsoft does something, you know, Microsoft will come first and they bash it, and then either a half a year later Sony come out and do it, and all of a sudden it's the greatest thing ever. So like is it really that's Microsoft or you just hating the hate? Like,
hey, it reminds me of
they're almost
It reminds me of iPhone and like Android. You know, like Samsung normally is the first to introduce. Well, lately have been the first to introduce features, right?
Yeah.
I'm the stuff we've been doing 4 or 5 years ago, and the iPhone will be like, yeah, we got this feature now. Oh man, Apple's in cheese.
Apple Pay,
right?
Apple Pay now. Oh shit, Android Pay been out.
Right, exactly.
I'm an Apple guy, but I could call.
Yeah.
I'm just again, just to cement this before we move on. I get it. Xbox has a lot to make up, and I'm not. And MM2K is not saying you won't see any. Phil better do this videos tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how. I'm just saying we got to separate the honesty from the bullshit. I think now we've gotten so much into a habit of dogging Microsoft that if everything that they do isn't the holy grail, we're like, well, you know what I'm saying? I don't like her handkerchief that was around her neck.
Hey, Moss, I'm sorry to cut you off, but you just made a perfect point. You said it's a habit right now in our community. It's a habit, man. That's the thing to do. Bash Microsoft, no matter what. But I'm sorry to cut you off, but you're right.
No. I'm glad you pointed that out because you know me, I was going to Deep Space Nine. But that's the thing. Again, we got it. When I criticize Microsoft, I'm doing the carrot and stick approach. It is I'm gonna dangle the carrot in front of you as long as you're doing well, but I'm gonna hit your ass with the stick when you're fucking up. Right now they're doing well, so I would prefer to dangle the carrot and say keep coming. They're not they're not across the finish line, no. But you say okay, you're doing good. There's still more for you to do. But to sit there and go, oh well, you didn't show us 9 hours. That's going to dismay them and say, well, damn, we can't do nothing right. Let's go back to the coffee shop shit. You know what I'm saying? So we just got to be careful and our criticisms not to be too over the top is what I'm saying.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Okay. I think Phil and the team need to do a better job of filtering out the feedback. You know, they're good at taking feedback, but I think the feedback that they've been taking in is the wrong feedback. Yeah. They need to do a better job of filtering what's productive and what isn't.
Yeah. And you know the thing to me though, in this community right now, like you said, it's a bad habit. It seems to me that guys go out of their way trying to find bad stuff instead of just talking about what's going on. Because like you ever worked with somebody, these niggas lazy and they go out of their way trying not to work instead of just doing the work. You know, like, damn, man, just do the work. It's easier just to do the work instead of, you know. So that's how I feel. Like, guys go out of their way to try to find, like, just, man, like Mooch was saying, no, I needed to see more gameplay. Oh, okay, Mooch. Okay, man. But
look, they made the announcement earlier than they anticipated. They're still going to show more. I mean, we can make the criticism. That was good. Hold on. When does it come out?
The 6th, the 10th for regular, but 6th for the
ultimate. It comes out in a couple of weeks. Okay, well, I mean, fuck it. They're about to do the gameplay.
Actually, that's next Friday, right?
Yeah,
wait. What's that?
2 weeks.
2 weeks. Tomorrow, the Friday after next. Yeah,
they're going to do the gameplay reveal. 6 days before release or something?
Well, they still got TGS, I think. When TGS?
Oh, we got to see. This is what I'm saying, y'all. We're getting them to show attention to the areas they need to. My fellow podcasters, don't get too heavy-handed here. They're doing this against what they're swallowing their pride here. Let's be critical thinkers here. They're swallowing their pride. They really don't want to do this. And the fact that they're doing this is good. I'm not saying give them the trophy, give them the participation
trophy.
Of course
not. Of course
but
not.
But if they're heading in the right direction, then you dangle the carrot. What they did was an about face, and it needs the proper recognition. Do not be overtly negative. Please don't.
And don't forget, Sony wasn't there. Sony, they showed some stuff. They didn't have a show. They didn't show anything new. So
Sony wait. Let me tell you. Sony announced acquisition of a studio that's already been making exclusives for them. Mm-hmm. But this is a major win, bro. Like I've been vocal about it, and
I'll say, and we're gonna get into it. I'll say it was a major win, but
it was definitely major. But I don't think it was that big of a deal.
Hey, y'all, like this the analogy. Hold on. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Money.
I was gonna say the way people are losing their minds over it. You sit there and think like it's crazy. People are losing their minds over it. It's just a business deal. People buy a studio.
Playgrounds.
Exactly.
It's the same thing.
It's like you said. They've been making exclusive games for Sony. Everybody, my thing is why didn't they belong to Sony to begin with?
Right, exactly.
No, what you said earlier? What you tweet? And then said something about it's like.
Oh yeah, it's like dating a girl for 20 years and finally announcing the wedding. Like, I mean, congratulations, but I mean,
after she cheated on you, right?
After she cheated on you once, because the deal was Sunset Overdrive.
Right. This is the analogy I use. Now, first off, it is a good signing because Insomniac is damn good. The analogy I use is like a NBA team re-signing their own player. That's how I think. You know what I'm saying? Because they've been on the team. They were a free agent. No, come back here. We need you here. We want you to stay here. That's kind of what it was to me. Yeah, I know they made one or two multiplats. They made some VR stuff. They made Sunset Overdrive. But they made 15 Ratchet and Clanks, 3 Resistance. So they're pretty much the Sony studio.
I'm gonna part from the panel on this one. I do think originally.
No, I think it's good, Moss. I think it's good.
The reason why I think it was a big deal, and I don't think that it was overhyped, was the simple fact that let's put Gears aside. This is what now I'm gonna flip it to the other side. Let's not get overly too excited and say, "Oh, this ain't nothing." Gears was fantastic. Gamescom was fantastic, but we do have a situation where a lot of the studios that Microsoft has picked up are, as far as the AAA bangers, outside of Halo, Gears, and Forza, are unproven. Mm-hmm. And you have Insomniac that, even though their earlier works weren't that exciting, they're that as far as Microsoft's AAA studios outside of Halo, Gears, and Forza, who outside of Halo, Gears, and Forza have they picked up that's really got like a AAA banger in their belt?
But Microsoft already owns what's their AAA Coalition.
They made Fallout New Vegas. That was the best fucking Fallout, right? Well, you ain't like
that was AAA.
Was that AAA? We really consider
Fallout AAA. How is it not AAA?
I mean, they just used Fallout 3 assets.
Yeah, that was. Well, I mean, it was a bigger map, but it was. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't even consider Fallout 4 or Fallout 76 AAA. Not at this game.
No, the quality, but it's not about. See, what happens is people mistake AAA for how it looks or how much they enjoy it. No, AAA means budget. How much money was spent? How many was put into the promotion?
Do you really think they put a lot of money into Fallout 4 and 76?
I don't think so. Was 76 sold at a reduced price?
Yeah, 76 is actually.
No, that started at 60. It started at 60.
It's like considered a standalone add-on.
But I mean, again, Crackdown was 60.
But it was sold for 60.
Yeah.
But as far as budget, as far as how much money was spent, how much time, how many people was working on it, goes towards the AAA standard. So when Fallout New Vegas came out, nobody said, "Oh, this is a good AA game." No.
Yeah,
nobody said that was AA.
I wouldn't need those Fallout games are AAA, bro.
Fallout games are AAA.
It's their best.
I don't.
Bethesda made a kingdom.
I know Fallout 3. Again, Fallout 3 was something new, but they've been running off the same old engine
the main series.
Being cheap with it.
I would say Crackdown 3. When Crackdown, I mean not Crackdown 3. When the original Crackdown came out, you could argue that was AAA. But as you go to Crackdown 3, it's very similar. It's running off the same tech for the most part. So it's hard to say Crackdown 3 is AAA because the standards of development have changed. The quality of life
too. That was even though it was an Xbox game, it was Xbox Studio that technically.
Oh, you bought a little bit, Tsunami.
But
they basically rented out the IP for somebody else to make, and then they fucked that up and it got sold. Microsoft so another team had to come pick it.
I use Crackdown as a comparison to say the quality of life of of Fallout didn't really improve like you know what I'm saying? So yeah. Where Fallout 3 may have been AAA, I don't know because Fallout.
Yeah, that's I would say that the main games are AAA.
Yeah,
barely.
But back to my original point. Like, of the new studios that they've acquired, who has a proven AAA track record? Now, again, I get that the initiative has a lot of people that've done AAA games, but they have nothing on the table yet. So who outside of within there has a AAA track record outside of Halo, Gears, and Forza?
Yeah, I don't think none of them have.
None of them do. So that's why I'm saying that's what I think people were making a comparison of Insomniac what Microsoft did. That's why they were making the comparison.
I mean, I would compare it to Playground. I
would say Playground. And I mean, it wasn't a big budget studio, but InXile has AAA DNA. And then Ninja Theory also has that.
They got AAA DNA, like you said.
They have that.
What games have they made?
Ninja Theory?
Heavenly Sword felt like a AAA to me.
Oh, you say InXile. You talking about Ninja Theory?
No, I'm saying InXile of Ninja Theory. Yeah, I'm saying both. They have the DNA.
InXile hadn't dropped. They haven't dropped no AAA. Not InXile.
But they didn't drop it. But they came from like AAA. Like, didn't they break off from the original Fallout?
Oh yeah.
I mean, you have Insomniac where they have back-to-back AAA games that have garnered a lot of attention. You have Sunset Overdrive that even I know the sales been where Xbox wanted them to be, but they're like it's considered one of the best new IPs on Xbox. Period. This generation. Then you have Spider-Man,
so let me ask you a question. So if say instead of Spider-Man, they made Sunset Overdrive 2. And then it was a great game, received well, and then Sony bought them. People gonna still think the same, or is it the hype? It depends on how good. It
depends on how successful the game was.
Yeah, but I'm saying I think most of that people were like saying, "Oh, this is big," is because of Spider-Man. Spider-Man is big because it was a great game. But anybody's Spider-Man is sold.
But you can't take that away from them, though. But I agree.
Because Activision trash that franchise.
Like I agree with that. No, I personally agree with that. But again, when you compare, and this is the people are going to make comparisons. So when you compare the Microsoft acquisitions opposed to Sony picking up Insomniac, I think they were just looking at track records. You know what I'm saying?
And then,
I'm not denying Insomniac is not a AAA dev. I mean, they are. They are AAA dev. Yeah. But the fact of the matter is, if you look at their track record, I'll say about 80%, if not more, of the games that they have made are exclusive to PlayStation. What have you gained?
Yeah,
this is the equivalent of KD re-signing to the Warriors. It would have been a good look, but it's a bigger deal if they left.
Mm-hmm. I would say it would be KD signing to the Warriors if, let's just say, Golden State squeaked
drafted
by and won. Yeah, if they squeaked by and beat Kawhi Leonard's team, you know what I'm saying? If they beat
I'm talking about Spider-Man. Spider-Man is not a squeak by.
It's like if the Warriors drafted KD from day one, and they had him for 10 years. So then they re-signed them for another contract.
Well, you've had them where they tried to they kept going to Insomniac, and Insomniac was like no, and Insomniac kept getting better and better, and now they reached heights with Spider-Man, and again with Stormlands. I don't know if you guys seen that, but that's going to be a VR game that's going to change VR.
I understand that, but who were they planning to make games for besides Sony anyway?
Oh, they would. Stormlands was going to be VR game. Was going to be. Stormlands was going to be PC only because it wasn't powerful enough for the PlayStation.
So what makes you think it's not going to be powerful?
It's still going to come.
I don't know what they're going to do with it now, but you know how they roll. So
But guys, here's something I just thought about while sitting here. It was beneficial for Sony to go ahead and buy Insomniac because you got to think about it
It
this
was.
way: they no longer have to work with an outside studio and cut that money that they're going to get back. They get a
Yeah,
bigger piece of the pie back than if
Oh
Insomniac
yeah,
stayed outside
and
the
that's what
exactly.
we're
channel.
saying. That's a good deal. That's the
But
part that's a
Mhm.
yeah,
good deal.
we're not saying that the deal is bad in any shape or form. I mean, if
Nah.
anything, Sony should have did that alone. I mean, I know they've been trying to, but
Exactly, a
Yeah, yeah.
long
They
time
they they
ago.
they they wouldn't let them. Insomniac wasn't having
and
it.
I
Now
and I said
Insomniac
this.
So
I
that
said
you
the
know what
same
that
thing
tells
about.
me? They paid a lot. That's what
that
that
would be
tells
like,
me.
okay, let me put it to you like this. That would be like if Microsoft would sign Bungie now.
Right.
But most of Bungie's works was with
No,
Microsoft.
No, no, no,
no,
no. I can't say
no.
that because
If most of
Destiny,
Bungie is way too
Destiny is
big.
a huge franchise. That
Halo is a
Bungie's
huge
left.
franchise.
That's like when LeBron came back to Cleveland. If Bungie
Yeah,
goes back to
yeah,
Microsoft,
true,
that's what that would be
true.
like.
that's
But
huge.
but
I would make
Spider-Man is humongous now. And then, like I
okay,
said,
okay. So here's the thing: what if they don't get a
Stormlands is going to
Spider-Man?
change VR. Go ahead.
What if they don't get a Spider-Man? All they make is a new IP or Sunset Overdrive 2. Doesn't look as good.
I think now at the development skill set that they've been showing, I think it's not going to be as big as Spider-Man because of Spider-Man, but I think it's still going to be a big deal now because they just shown that they've gotten that much better.
I think it's a great pickup.
And then,
You know.
and I want to make this
Yes.
comparison because people always want to talk about the studios that Xbox bought. What games did they make first? They made the Spyros, they made the Ratchet Inks. Okay. What games did Naughty Dog make first? They were making those platformer games too. They
Crash,
can people can
Jack and Dexter.
yeah, all kind of stuff. Why do people think that just because people were making double A games that they all of a sudden can't turn around and make a Uncharted or something like that or make a Horizon Zero? Like the people that made
Well, you gotta.
Days Gone, they was making Vita games.
But that's
Like,
the, that's
Well,
the
hey, well,
problem.
I
We
mean,
know. Hey, look,
I'm not gonna judge that far because respect is earned, bro. We
oh no, I'm
can't
Sorry
talking
give
about
about.
them.
that.
I'm not
We
saying
can't
that.
give
I'm
them
just saying
credit for being
people
a AAA.
downplaying people. I'm not saying
I,
people downplaying the studios that we got, but not understanding that when you get a budget and team and
well, they gotta
resources,
that's what I
stuff
said.
yeah,
goes
they
up.
got.
That's why I said proven track record. I didn't say these people couldn't do it, but where's their
Yeah,
proven pedigree track record? You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
exactly. Like you got to show me the money.
Yeah, I hear you.
yeah.
You know, we all got to start somewhere. But I hear what you're saying, Moss, because, I mean, it was a great pickup, man. Insomniac is a quality developer. And, you know, if you look at both sides, Microsoft has their squad, PlayStation has their squad. PlayStation squad
We
does
need
have more
one more.
talent.
We need one more.
Yeah. I would like
I
Xbox
They
to
need
get
say
to
one more
pick up Metro
AAA.
developer. Pick up Metro, and now that you're on this
yes.
course, pick up a
Yeah.
hardcore development team. Pick up
Yeah.
if you pick up
One more
4A.
AAA. Yeah, yeah.
Come on,
Yeah.
pick up 4A, baby. Microsoft,
I
you
would say
listening? Come on.
I would say them. They were talking about IO. IO's not as big, I don't think, but you know, they still
Yeah,
a
no,
big.
I ain't digging.
But they got talent, though. But they got talent, though.
They
People talking about
they
like
need
a
to.
Crytek. If they got a Crytek, that would be a big deal.
I think so. Neethles, he's in the chat. Big up to Neethles. He doesn't agree. He hates Crytek.
Hey, I said it'll be a good pickup. I didn't say gonna make the games.
Yeah.
They
Hey,
definitely have the technology and they can make a game look pretty as a
Facts. I
Hey,
totally agree.
Nethos. Hey, you right, bro. I think Insomniac all those years said we want to stay independent. They was like, shit, we need some damn job security. They can't keep on being these mercenaries.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They said he wants some job security, man.
especially
Do you
if you doing
think
exclusives.
Yeah.
Do you
No,
think
it's
at this
that big
point
check with
Microsoft?
Spider-Man. That's
I
what
think
did it.
so.
They got that big ass check from Spider-Man.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
we can keep doing this shit, you know. But now look,
Yeah,
hey, look at it now, though, bro. Look at it now, though.
Yeah, that's what I just said.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. It's crazy.
Hey, you about to say what, Noah?
That could
You about
just
to
be
say no?
Do you think? No, given with Bungie just breaking away from Activision because they wanted their independence. But do you think Microsoft could make a good pitch to Bungie?
I think Bungie already has a deal with that Chinese company.
that
What's the name of that Chinese
Chinese
company?
company,
But
Tencent.
was it Moja or Tencent?
no,
Moja? Oh, no, Tencent. Yeah.
no, it's something. I can't think
Didn't
of the name
Bungie
of it.
just leave Activision
Activision, yeah,
Blizzard?
yeah,
I don't think they're
Yeah.
ready to jump back into something else
not
that's
yet.
going to be unbeneficial for
But this,
them.
but this new Microsoft that's giving all their developers, carte
Freedom,
blanche,
yeah.
carte blanche or whatever,
Well,
they might, eventually.
Tencent is the biggest one. Tencent has a lot of bread, so
Oh, yeah.
we don't know what they gave them.
Yeah. But all right, though. Yeah, that's a great conversation. Hey, Moss, man, can you tell us about this?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, look, man. It's good to talk about Gears and everything, and they did a fantastic showcase. And I think it was good that we kind of broke it down about Insomniac, even though, like I said, at the end of the day, even though I think the reason why Insomniac did it is because of the success they saw with Spider-Man, and they looked at everybody, they said, look, we can keep doing this. But then you had the talks with Sony and Marvel falling apart, you know what I'm saying? And we don't know what impact that's going to have on future Spider-Man games. With all that being said, I think that the reason, okay, I'll say it like this. The reason why I'm saying that I think Microsoft got blood in their eye and they're like, you know what, fuck it. They smacked us in the face for the last time and we're not turning the other cheek now, is because directly after Insomniac's announcement was made, first thing in the morning, Microsoft sent a statement. It wasn't Phil having coffee wearing his limbo shirt. They sent a motherfucking statement to GameIndustry.biz, and they said, look, we are no longer in the market to be making games for other consoles, period. Like they sent a motherfucking cease and desist.
Hey, Satya Nadella, I think he had something to do with it.
Probably.
I don't know. I don't trust Satya like that.
Yeah, I mean, he's looking at it as a pure transaction. I think here's what and this is me putting on my tinfoil hat. I think what happened was that Raw was also in line with not showing the Gears campaign until closer to release. Yeah, and then he had to do an about face.
That was hold on, Mouse. That was his idea. I listened to some interview with him. He said that whole rollout was his idea.
Yeah, it was his idea.
They gave him too much power for that. They need to give it to a real whatever. Well, team that can push a game.
Here's what they did, Tsunami. If you got to listen to IGN interview. He battled with marketing, like you said. Marketing was in charge of all this. They didn't want to do this. He battled with them and went to Phil, and Phil gave him full discretion to do it with this because Phil agreed with him. You know what I'm saying?
Even down to the Gears name, they let him have that.
Exactly. So again, Rod had to swallow his pride and do this. I think after the Insomniac deal was made, and the fact that he went through all that hard work to put that together, and they got all those accolades for it to only be thrown out the window, not with us, but with the casual and the commercial class out there. I think that I wouldn't be surprised that motherfucker stormed Phil's office and said, "You know what? I get what you're trying to do, but I ain't with having breaking this sink and having this coffee shop shit with PlayStation. Y'all better do something right. Y'all better do something right now." And that statement came out of nowhere, and it wasn't friendly at all. And to make it matters even worse, I urge everybody after this podcast, I'll put the link here in the chat. Go watch and listen to the Gamer Tag Radio interview that Paris Lillian, big up to them and Danny Pena. They did an interview with Aaron Greensberg at Gamescom. I think it was yesterday. And Aaron Greensberg was as clear as day. We get on Matt Booty, we get on Phil, we get on everybody for not being clear and concise. Aaron Greenberg was very clear and concise, and they're not putting shit else on any other motherfucking platform, any other console platform, period. I think they got blood in their eye. I think they're not. They realize that Sony is just like being the smirky kid in the back of the class that keeps throwing the the erasers at the back of their head, and they're tired.
Hey, I'll be honest. If this is what it took for Microsoft to wake up, I'm glad it happened.
I'll take it.
Yep. Hell yeah, you're damn right.
Because I feel like what's happening is it's like, oh yeah, let's be buddy, and then you like shake my hand, and then turn their back and make a face, and then
Phil
start laughing like they faking the funk, and then Microsoft finally realized it was like, nigga, you trying to play me this whole time. All right, I see what this
is. Trying to be the good
student. You see, like Phil, come on now, don't believe the rumors. We're not gonna buy Insomniac, buddy. Like, trust me. Have I ever lied to you?
This is business, y'all. This is business. So Sony doing that. I'm not saying, I'm not trying to shame Sony, but trust me, this deal been made. They didn't have to announce it yesterday. They strategically announced it.
They did. Yeah,
when it come to business. only thing that matters is the end result, bro. Like,
Facts.
You know, as long as you ain't breaking no laws and shit. But
yeah,
all that matters is the
they
end
knew
result.
what they was doing.
Hey, you're right, Mark. They did it strategically. You're right.
They sat in the back of the class and they kept popping Microsoft with the erasers, and Microsoft
was like,
you know what?
too.
Yeah, it's like, you know what, the teacher, I'm going to ignore them in the back because I love all my classmates.
They're good guys, you know.
Yeah.
It's like, remember the movies that come out like, oh, there's the nerdy girl in class, and then there's like a cute guy that comes and says, "Oh, take me to the dance," and she thinks she the cool girl now. She gets to the dance, and then all of a sudden they play her. That's what Microsoft just felt.
Paint on her ass.
Yeah, that's what Microsoft
that's Carrie. That's Carrie. And Carrie fucked them all up. They're all gonna laugh at you. Carrie fucked all of them up.
Yeah. No, but here's my thing. Sony been doing that shit for years to Microsoft. Every time Microsoft would come out with something, Sony would come out with something. It took them 6 years to finally get pissed about it because I would have been.
That just goes to show how oblivious Phil Spencer is.
After that 2013 E3, when Sony let Microsoft go out there, when they let Microsoft go out there,
one in the generation.
That's what I'm saying. They allowed Microsoft to go out there. They allowed them to do all that stuff because you know damn well they wanted to do it themselves. But they let Microsoft do it, and then the backlash off, they changed. Yeah. I guarantee you, they had 2 different sets of plans set up for it.
I bet you their system was bundled with a camera too. It was like,
exactly.
You know what?
Exactly. And then they came out and said, "Oh, we're gonna drop it by $100. You don't have to be online all the time. We won't have a camera."
When was the last time y'all watched that? When was the last time y'all watched that? Because that shit was brutal. They did Microsoft so wrong, and you can tell they had a 6-hour window to change their show. And you can tell they did because
they went into that show with 2 different ones.
That's all right. I'm saying all I had to do was do some new, like they got on PowerPoint, changed some shit. You know, man, they did Xbox so wrong, man. They killed it.
And then you come back 6 years later. Oh, we want to hold hands and sing "Kumbaya" and do all this stuff with all of our competitors.
What if Sony? What if Microsoft is like, "Fuck it, you ain't getting no Azure."
Yeah.
Adam Boyes actually said that what spawned that skit was, he was they were just looking at Microsoft and all the shit they were saying, and they was like, "Dang, man, they're really stumbling over themselves." And their first inclination wasn't let them destroy them. They said, "We're gonna finish them off." So they went,
and they did.
We're just going to bring in the coup de grace there.
Yeah, that's how Sony thinks.
Yeah, and they did, bro. That it was pretty brutal. Especially
what was crazy is Microsoft ideas was great, like trading your games and rentals and your friend or some shit like that. That should be dope right now. You know, these dog shit games that don't play out somebody.
But but the 2013 was a little bit too early for it though.
I would have been upset about the whole DRM thing, but if they would have got rid of the camera, I would have got over it.
Oh yeah,
they got the camera or the online all the time part. That's what killed me. That's what killed it for a lot of people because a lot of people are in countries where they don't have online all the time. They get their updates when they pop the disc in, and it updates their system at that point.
Yeah, I mean, and I get that, and we hear a lot of why streaming ain't going to work because of online and people not having access. But I always tell people, games like Fortnite is doing well without the motherfuckers that can't play online. You know. So, and I think that's the way Microsoft was thinking. It was like, there's enough people that can consistently do it, and we're just going to focus on them. It was just that the messaging was bad. You know what I mean? So,
even him coming out and saying single player games basically aren't like hitting no more. Basically, he was like, we're going multiplayer. He could have just said nothing, and people wouldn't have just held his feet to the fire so much. He could have just shut his mouth and did what he did, and people would have been like, "Oh, he's saying single player games is dead." Oh, fuck that. No, but he could have did nothing, did what he did, and then people could have scrutinized him if it didn't work out after. But they were preemptively like saying, "Fuck that." Nah,
they were. It was a perfect storm. They were agitated because for some reason, Microsoft thought that they killed Sony and Sony was just going to run off with his tail between his legs. That's what they thought. They thought Sony was going to give up and they were going to take it over. Sony. And in the media, there was media. I prescribed to media bias earlier on, not so much now, but there was media bias at the beginning, to where a lot of these people, the IGNs and the GameSpots, doing reviews of consoles. Before the consoles even fucking came out. They did that shit because they wanted PlayStation to come back. That's what they're used to, PlayStation being on top.
Like, you go to GameStop and say, I want an Xbox, they'll talk you out of it. Like, wow, you want
yeah. My friend told me, and I just ran into them because at everybody's talking about, GameStop had a big layoffs a couple days ago. GameStop been having layoffs, and this manager connection that I've had was part of the layoffs they had a few months ago. So I ran into them while I was out shopping, and this person told me that when at the beginning of the generation, Microsoft's marketing was so bad they didn't know how to market the Xbox One. So they were all told to just explain it like, well, if you like Halo and Gears, when those come out, you're going to want an Xbox One. But the PlayStation 4 has if you like single player games and all this, then you're going to get the PlayStation 4. And then what was out at the time? The single player games.
And it's more powerful.
Yep.
But you know what else also hurt the Xbox? When I went into GameStop and they had it where you can apply for a credit card just to buy the Xbox and get put on a monthly payment plan to buy the Xbox. I realized something was wrong with the Xbox at that point because nobody's going
up 2-3 years ago.
That was like right at the beginning of the gen. And I was sitting there like, it was like now they have the credit card for all the systems, but back then it was only for the Xbox One. And I was sitting there like, why you got to do this for the Xbox One, but you don't have to do it for all the other consoles? And then I was like, oh, maybe there's nothing coming out for it, and they're trying to make
Plus it costs more.
Yeah, it did cost more. But if there was a game, let me tell y'all something. If it was a game that you really, really wanted on launch day, how many of you would make damn sure you had that money to get the system?
And I think,
honestly, the launch line of Xbox was the best game on PlayStation for a year was Resogun.
Here's the problem.
Resogun was the shit.
Here's my problem with that, Tsunami. The lineup was okay again for us, but for the average consumer that was deep into the Xbox 360 world, those games didn't make sense to them. Like, for instance, Rise.
Titanfall didn't make sense.
No, because they didn't understand. They didn't understand what the hell Titanfall
Call
was.
of Duty with robots.
Like Rise didn't resonate well with them either because the way Rise market, they thought it was solely a Kinect game.
At first, it was a Kinect game.
Yeah, but they thought it was only a Kinect game.
Rise was lit.
They didn't know that you could play it in third person. It was the marketing that was. So that's why a lot of people was like, yeah, Sunset Overdrive looks cool, but this ain't the Mass Effect and the BioShock that I'm used to. What the fuck is Mass Effect and BioShock? I think they were so focused on Kinect that they didn't reach the demographic the way they should have. They had good games, but it didn't reach like their launch lineup did last generation.
Then they had Quantum Break. Quantum Break was a big launch. Well, it wasn't a launch game, but they were showing it from like years before. Like, I just don't understand how people said no to Xbox early on with PlayStation not having games for like 2-3 years.
Hey, see, that's the thing.
It was that whole marketing thing.
Hold on.
The marketing.
Yeah, that's the thing. The marketing was terrible.
By the time Quantum Break came out, the game.
I can explain that too. Remember, they can't Last of Us released in 2013.
Mm-hmm.
They were still off the success of The Last of Us.
See, but this is the thing, y'all. You see, this is the thing. We all can vividly remember the beginning of this generation, and Xbox. They wet the bed with the whole thing, and PlayStation took advantage of it. But what I hate now is people just acting like the beginning of the generation didn't happen. They were saying how Sony's dominated because of games only. Yes, they're definitely dominating now because of that.
Yeah.
But at the beginning of this generation, why were they dominating? It damn sure wasn't games.
Power.
It was because people, it was the mind share. Xbox screwed up. It was the mind share. People, we don't want to deal with Xbox. I read that Titanfall.
Power.
Yeah, the power, right? The power.
That bullshit.
The power.
Nah, like
I hate it, bro. Cause go ahead.
I was saying, like I told you guys before, that E3 2013, it killed when Microsoft came out and announced that what they announced at 2013. The next day, like I said, I had tons of friends who had their Xboxes paid off. They canceled when Microsoft announced that stuff. They just canceled that shit and went and put it on PlayStation. And I'm talking about people who never played on PlayStation before. That E3 announcement is what killed them completely.
But the thing was, the actual show was good. They had some damn good games. The actual show itself was fantastic.
And the technology behind the Xbox with you could snap the screen and then the HDMI in, and you could talk to your console. Like they had so much technology cooked up.
Hey, Thrash, hold on for a second. Yeah, Thrash, it did launch with Killzone. And
nobody cared.
It launched with Killzone and NAC. Xbox launched with Killer Instinct, Rise, Dead Rising 3. Man, come on, bro. Don't even start.
Dead Rising 3 was lit.
And you said Infamous came out 6 months, but I'm sorry. So did Titanfall. Titanfall came out like 4 or 5 months.
Titanfall is still one of my favorite games.
Yeah.
See, that's the thing though. Like how passionate we are about Xbox launch lineup. It doesn't matter when you look at the grand scheme of things. It doesn't matter because it ain't good. It doesn't matter because perception is 9/10 of the law. Microsoft has to hammer in its perception. It don't matter how good a steak is. If I fry it up and put onions and shit on it, if I slop it on a plate, you know what I'm saying, and I make it look like I just picked it out of the garbage, nobody's gonna eat it. You know what I'm saying? The consumer base don't look at all the tangibles of me working at the steak on the stove and all that stuff. So it's all about your presentation.
I can sum it up this way: they won the casuals first. They won the casuals first because I would say most people on PlayStation don't play exclusive. We all know that. They play the Call of Duties, they play the Maddens, the 2Ks. They play all them same games over and over again. But because that's their popular one and that's the ones their friends got, now that it's a popular thing, that's the go-to. So they won the casual first. Yeah. And then with the whole Destiny
they also won
the
Japanese market too, man.
Not even Japanese, all of Asia, all of East.
Yeah. I mean in Europe. One thing that Microsoft likes that too is that niche crowd. Like Microsoft will never get that.
Yeah. So even when like console wars, we talk about it. I don't really like to talk about the total numbers, and I'm not trying to like damage control, but we can't compare. Asia will dominate, period. So therefore, they have a whole part of the world to lump onto how many PlayStation sold or whatever. So I like to go on over here.
You can't really say that because you got to think about it this way. None of the consoles have China, and China is the biggest Asian country there with games and selling.
Microsoft tried. They tried.
Microsoft tried. All of them tried.
They tried at the beginning of the gen, but it didn't work out.
Yeah.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie though. The xCloud might get them. Because cell phones are very popular in China.
Yeah, absolutely.
You play cell phones, tablets, and
absolutely.
Yeah, so when you say all of Asia, you can't really classify it as all of Asia because the biggest country over there with the most population in the world was not on that bandwagon because their government will.
That's my point. Xbox can't win that. Period.
Yeah.
So that's an automatic L for half the world.
Even if they don't win that, I mean, that's as far as console gaming is concerned. Japan is just a small drip in the bucket now. Most of their gaming is handheld stuff. You know what I'm saying? A lot of their gaming too. Yeah, the Switch, which is it's a handheld device. They're not big on consoles anymore. You're talking about maybe 2 to 5 million max, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think maybe 10 million.
For what?
For console sales, yeah.
For Xbox or PlayStation?
In totality.
In totality, well, all I know is right now the Switch passed PlayStation 4's lifetime sales
in Japan already, right? Yeah,
I'm talking about like the big two, like Microsoft
Yeah,
Microsoft barely got 10,000 over there, I think, or maybe a million.
How many PlayStations in Japan?
PlayStations is
I would say honestly probably like because if Switch has probably like 30-something 40 million sold, and
that's worldwide sales.
Yeah, I know. So I'm trying to figure how much is on the West. I would say at least 10. I would say at least 10 mil of that is Asia.
Yeah. I mean, we sit here guess all day, man, but we not gonna know.
Yeah. All right, y'all. There's a couple more topics I wanted to discuss before we go ahead and get out of here, because it's past Moss bedtime, you know.
You fall out sleep before Moss do.
Well, I get up a little bit early, you know. But listen, let's go ahead and talk about Death Stranding now.
Do we have to?
Listen, we ain't gonna talk about it long. Now, King Thrash, he seems to be a fan of this game. But I don't know what the hell to say. Like, my man was sleeping on some boxes. My man sleeping on boxes. My man got up and he had to piss, and then he pissed, and then Mario Mushroom came out, and then Jeff Keighley.
Infringement.
Yes, I mean, so listen, y'all, holla at me. Pete Stranding, right? Holla at me. So listen, I'm not a PlayStation hater. I enjoy the PlayStation. You know, you guys know that.
Yeah.
But what is going on? This game, I don't know, man. I'm
gonna say this, and King Thrash, cover your ears, bro. Or don't. I still got to come on the table again, man. So I guess you can give me that work back when I get on there. Death Stranding showcase was horrible. It was fucking horrible.
Trash. Z-Boys.
That was dog shit. That was horrible. The game seems empty and incomplete, and that whole fucking showcase seemed nothing more than a wink and a nod to the staunchest Kojima stands. That's all it was. Mm-hmm. What the fuck did we see that was of any importance? I felt like I wasted my life watching that shit. And the reason why I'm so animated about it is what pisses me off is you have Jeff Keighley that's supposed to be the pinnacle of the Game Awards and all that other stuff. He's beyond these Game Awards, right? But he stands over this man to no end. He's in the game, just looking crazy in the game. And this game is going to be nominated for Game of the Year, right? And this is supposed to be the premier video game award show. How much credibility does the VGAs have right now, right? But people are going to try to say, oh, no, the VGAs are voted on by 80 other people, and it has nothing to do with Jeff Keighley. Jeff Keighley done gave Kojima 25 Lifetime Achievement Awards. You know what I'm saying? Like, stop it. Like, we got to, as gamers, whether you like Kojima or not, we got to take a stance and we got to say, look, we got to, at least VGAs be biased. And I think he's critically wounding the biased nature associated to the VGAs, and it gotta stop. It has to stop. That was horrible. It makes no fucking sense. Jeff Keighley, stop standing for this man. It's not doing anything for gaming, period.
Listen, King Thrash said, don't bash what you don't understand. Didn't that nigga bash Gears 5?
I can't understand why Charles
What he said don't understand, he ain't play.
Did what he did. But you know, everything for me to understand ain't for me to celebrate and appreciate. I don't appreciate that crazy shit. Pissing on a mushroom and sliding down a Home Depot ladder.
Listen, I'm going to get the game because out of curiosity more than anything else.
Why they had to make it known that you couldn't see his tackle while he was urinating. I'm sitting there
that was like a headline of an article. You can't see his thing when he pissing.
I'm sitting here like, what?
Listen, the game might be great, y'all. We really don't know. The game might be great. The graphics look great.
Just waiting to come out, see what happens with it, because
I'm sorry, I got to interrupt there. But see, you see how we're playing this game that we talked about earlier. He showed you pissing on a fucking mushroom, running through the grass. We still don't even know what the fuck the game is. We hear that you die every 5 seconds. Then it's not an action game. It's a Kojima stealth game. But that's okay for Death Stranding. But even though you saw a riveting campaign trailer for Gears, it's not enough because it was only 2 minutes.
This the MM2K I like. This the MM2K I like.
You know what I'm saying? Like, come on now. This is where I gotta say, gaming community, come on now. Put down the magical mushrooms that Norman Reedus is peeing on. Okay, stop smoking that shit. We got to be fair now.
That world does look empty though, doesn't it? There's a bunch of grass and shit. Yeah.
Yes.
Like I said, I'm just sitting here waiting because what the hell say? I already said I'm confused about it. I don't understand what's going on. I don't even know what type of game it is. So now all that I can do is just sit here and wait because I'm not going to repeat the same things I said over and over again.
All right, Thrash, I am gonna watch your videos because I watched the first two, but I kind of lost interest. So I am gonna watch it. No, like nothing against him. I kind of lost interest in the game.
Nothing against him.
Yeah, but I am gonna watch your videos. But I just don't. I don't know. No,
I get what Thrash is saying.
Who's getting the special collector's edition with the baby lamp?
Come on, man. Like
my wife might call a lawyer. I mean, like I came home with that shit.
I get what the game is about. I don't get the gameplay lore. You see what I'm saying? Like, what am I going in the game? What is my sense of urgency? What are my objectives? That's what I care about as a gamer. I don't care about the story all like that alone. I need to see the gameplay lore. What are my objectives? What are my challenges? You know what I'm saying? Like, what am I ultimately trying to do? That's what I'm complaining about, because this is a game, right? You know, this is a game. This ain't a Netflix movie. This is a game.
I'm beginning to wonder if it's like a new form of an RPG, to be honest with you. With the open world aspect and you having some fighting and stuff. I'm wondering if it's a new form of an RPG.
Yeah. He has to... you can maintain the mystery of the game and show some type of gameplay lore. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Stop showing me people jumping out of acid pools, lighting cigarettes. All that imagery is cute and fan. I get people love that shit. They get all creamy knuckled over that. But show me some motherfucking gameplay that makes sense. That's all I'm asking for.
Yeah, man. I mean, hey, where like Noah and Tsunami at? Where they go?
Oh, y'all still here?
Okay. What you think about Noah?
Fucking MM2K talking too much.
Almost fell asleep with you guys talking about this.
Nah, don't worry. I'm sitting over here. How the hell am I still in Discord, but I'm logged out of Discord?
What about the guy said that this is the greatest game ever?
I saw that article headline.
The game yet?
Yeah.
I mean, that's just to the few people who've played it. Like, some people have played it, and I'm sitting here like, okay, you've played it, but it hasn't shown me enough to make me want to go out and purchase a PS4 to play it.
Y'all want to hear some tinfoil MM2K? Write it down, everybody. Everybody pull out your record. I don't think this game is coming out this year. I don't think so. What? Death Stranding. I think that they made that announcement. Again, you know, Sony likes to make announcements to crush Xbox hype. And this announcement came around the same time that Xbox was having a little bit of driblet of positive news earlier in the year about them going to E3, and everybody was getting hyped, and all of a sudden they announced that Death Stranding was coming out at the end of this year. Even for a Kojima game, this game does not look complete. I'm sorry. I think they just made. I think it's going to be pushed back.
Strong accusation now.
Yep. Write it down.
Didn't David Jaffe say something like that too?
I'll take the L.
On Best Damn Podcast, didn't David Jaffe like chuckle when he said the game is coming out this year?
Oh, did he? Hey,
I think so.
Great minds think alike.
He kind of like scoffed at it.
Yeah, I don't think it's coming out.
Well, right now where they have Death Stranding, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where Death Stranding is coming out right now in November with a whole bunch of other stuff. I mean, November is packed for every game console.
Mm-hmm. And that's around Call of Duty time.
It's November, yeah. Call of Duty.
Kojima's a big name. He can bang. He can bang with him.
No, but what I'm saying is if they do have to push it back, that's going to be the excuse.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff coming out in November. Right. I don't think a lot is coming out in December, because I know for me with Nintendo, there's nothing major coming out in December. They may push it back to December or January.
No, I think
Pokemon's November.
Yeah. Oh, see another one.
Yeah, Pokemon's November. Stadia is November. Death Stranding Call of Duty is the end of October going into November. November is packed.
But it's like that every year, though. To be honest.
Yeah. So if they if with where it's coming out at, if they have to push it back, they'll just probably use the excuse, oh, this month is too packed. We want it to be in a lighter month where everybody could focus.
Yeah, I think Doom Eternal's coming out in like November too.
Yeah.
Doom Eternal.
And Victor here says Shimanu 3 is coming out in November also.
Victor, what's up, my guy? Hey, all right, y'all. Before we get out of here, hey, Bunny.
And Star Wars. Damn.
Bunny, did you have a Switch report today? I know we should have did it early. If you did,
I was just going to announce that a bunch of demos came out on the Switch. Right now, they just released the demo for Dragon Quest 11, and what's so cool about it is, well, it shows how the game is, but I did not realize this, but the Switch version of the game has the 2D graphics of the Game Boy. I mean, not Game Boy, but of the of an older version of Dragon Quest, so you could play the whole game in 2D as if it was like from the Game Boy era in color.
Okay.
Or you could play it in 3D mode. And they redesigned the whole soundtrack and everything. So that dropped. We have a preview for Onanaki, a demo for that game. They dropped a demo. They dropped a whole bunch of demos. So if you guys have Switches and want to check out some games, look on the Switches eShop right now, because there's a lot of new demos that just came out for games that's coming out this year.
Definitely check out that Onanaki.
Onanaki was really good. It actually surprised me. I'm probably going to get it.
Yep.
Okay, y'all.
What type?
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I just want to ask, what type of game is it? Onanaki.
Onanaki is
it's an action RPG.
Yeah, it is an action RPG.
In the vein like a Tales or something like that, I guess.
Yeah, it's but it's the story is your parents died as a child, and when you grow up, you become something called a Watcher that looks for souls of the dead who are lost, who hasn't crossed over. Damn. And you help them figure out their problems for the reason that they didn't cross over.
Damn, that sounds dark. All right, y'all. Before we get out of here, there's one more thing I got to talk about before we get out of here, and it doesn't make me happy that I have to talk about this, but it is what it is, right? I don't know if did you guys see that damn Battletoads footage?
No. I've been too scared to, because the one person who's had some credence over saying that they thought it might have a chance, he just said it has no fucking chance. I was like, damn, I don't even want to see the gameplay of it. He said that.
They let me down with that shit. They let me down with that shit. Hey, yo, Rulio, you talking about Xbox lamps? Yeah, that was my video. Hey, man.
That needs to go to all platforms.
Hey, after watching, hey, hold on. Moss. After watching that Battletoads footage, this is what I thought of. Hold on.
Xbox platform.
No, but you know what somebody, so I was in a podcast, I think it was the Round Table, and somebody was saying they think that the reason Battletoads looks like that is so that it could go to the Switch. So it could, this
shit can go to the Super Nintendo. This shit can go to the Super Nintendo.
What I'm saying is before Microsoft come out saying that no more of their IPs are going to any other platform. We were saying that we were thinking that the Battletoads, for the graphical style and everything of it, and how low res and stuff it was, that they were thinking about is probably they made it like that so it could also be an easy port to the Switch. But I don't know how that argument stands now with Microsoft coming out saying none of their
first party studios or anything.
No, it's like some second party studio. But this is my thing. Now I know they're not going to make a AAA Battletoads. I don't know why people was thinking it was gonna be like amazing, but
it still could have been better. I mean, but it's what it is.
I mean, it looks like it's slow.
People wanted the character model from Killer Instinct to be in the game. That's what they were.
Yeah, that's exactly what they wanted. Yeah, I mean, I want to play it on Game Pass, but it looks like it moves slow, like they swing slow. It just doesn't look that great to me. I don't know, but it's not a
It
big
never
game, but
interests me.
yeah.
I mean, it's just
If
Battletoads.
it's like
Battletoads never interests me.
If it's like Castle Crashers, I'll take it. Like Castle Crashers is a dope little game.
Yeah. If it look like that,
it has to play good.
Yeah. So we'll see. But after I heard who the developer was, I was like, who? Who? Delilah, what her name is? Delilah, what her name of that damn studio? Yeah, whatever name of that studio is. But you know what, man? We gotta get Monster bed, man. He a little older. So y'all got anything? Noah, man, you got anything, man? What's going on with you, bro?
Nah, man, not much, man. Just been playing this Wolfenstein, waiting for next week and the week after, man. We got so many games dropping.
Oh, that's right. Next week, Control come out and the Man of Medan or whatever.
Medan, yep.
Yeah, see, I loved Until Dawn, so I'm definitely hyped for that game.
And the 30th is Astral Chain for the Switch is coming out.
I know you hyped about that.
Nice.
No, actually, I wasn't getting that.
Don't tell Baron.
Well, I can tell him all I want to. My September is packed with Link's Awakening, AI, the Summoner Files, and Dragon Quest 11. That's my September. My September packed.
Damn.
Yeah,
and they just said that Ori in the Blind Forest is coming out in September, the same day that Dragon Quest drops.
Ori's a pretty good game. I couldn't finish it because I ain't that good.
I wanted Ori. Like out of
it's hard, so you might have to get some pain medication for your fingers. But
yeah, that's why my punk ass didn't finish it. That shit was too hard for me. Hey, yo, Beezy, you're right. I forgot about Blair Witch comes out next week too. So yeah, those 3 games are coming out next week. I'm gonna check out, man. And then 2K the week after that, and then Gears. Oh.
With my lineup for the Switch for the rest of the year, my wallet is crying, and that's not even like all the major stuff coming out.
Yeah.
You finished Fire Emblem yet?
I didn't get Fire Emblem. No, I'm not fond of strategy RPGs, so I didn't get Fire Emblem.
Yeah. But all right, y'all. It's about time to go ahead and get out of here. Mars, man, you still there, bro?
Yes, I am. Yes, sir.
Man, that what you got going on?
No, I had to shut up. I had to shut.
But you got some medicine in the morning, man.
Yeah. Actually, yeah. Well, for those, I'll spare those. Watch this. I'm, just doing my effort to get you to the magical 800. If y'all haven't liked the channel, please like and subscribe.
Thank you. I mean, when I had 30 people and shit. I know I'm not big and nowhere, but listen,
you bigger than me.
No, but still, listen. This is the thing, though. Obviously, I'm nowhere bigger than some of these other guys, but I remember I was literally talking to 4 people, man, and I was one of the like my own subs, my other channel, and I was like, damn. Now I'm dead serious, man. And to be almost at 800, that's. Yeah, so I mean, for people to listen to my black ass talk,
y'all can take him over the top, man. Come on, y'all can do.
Miles, we running that remnant.
Yeah, we look, man, and then I'm gonna try to. This motherfucker Noah, man. I'm not even keep y'all up talking. This dude Noah, man. He got me chasing 800 frames per second on PC. I can't even stream it, but we're gonna figure this out after that. That's what I'm getting. But the medicine, I'm gonna promote this on my medicine tomorrow. So if you already seen it, then you'll know what it's about.
I saw a PC the other day, man. It was already made. Already that shit was like $3,400, and that bitch was a beast.
Ooh.
I was like, damn. But all right, y'all. A Tsunami, what's up, bro? What you got going on, man? I mean, seeing you on Z Podcast. You got any? You have your own channel?
Oh, I mean, nah, I ain't got my own channel. The way this is moving, I might just have to do it. Yeah,
maybe we need some more Xbox channels, man. We need some more Xbox channels, bro.
Yeah.
Hey, next gen if Xbox pops, you're golden.
Yeah.
I got all the stuff. I got all the equipment to do it, so I might just do that. But until then, you can follow me on Twitter. Tsunami. Catch me on Multiplay on Thursday.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll be talking that shit.
All right. That's what's up. Noah, bro, what's going on with you, man? Like, I asked you that already. I forget, man. I'm getting old.
He did.
Oh shit.
Check me out on 706 Gamer, man. My capture card fried, so I guess the power from the 2080 Ti just
Too much. It's
crushed
too
it.
great.
Man.
But as soon as I get my RMA back from Ava Media, man, I'm gonna be back
All right.
streaming.
All right, Snow Bunny. What's going
Yes.
on with you? So you got anything? You got some new videos coming out? Or?
Right now I'm waiting on something to come out to do a new video. My last video I uploaded was about my custom craft for Final Fantasy VII remake.
Right.
I don't know if you guys saw that video or not.
I retweeted
Um,
that. Mhm.
yeah, that was my latest video. I'm actually planning on starting that one on the launch day of Final Fantasy VII remake. I think it'd be good to start that one then. Right now I haven't been doing too much on my channel. I got a whole line. I was planning on doing a bunch of videos this week, but things happened.
Mhm.
And that's about it for me right now. I'm hoping to have a gaming related video up in September.
All right, just keep us posted. I like to
Yes.
see that.
Yes.
All right, everybody. So hey, Noah, man, you and King's Blood kind of inspired me. But like, y'all was making fun of me about always saying I'm an Xbox guy.
Yeah.
So my series, A Day in the Life of an Xbox Guy, episode 2, I did yesterday. Check it out. Actually, it's
Almost
pretty
certainly,
funny.
most certainly. I can't wait. I can't wait.
Yeah,
Hey,
that's yeah, I
we
did it
got to
yesterday.
trademark it.
Yeah,
We got to
man, I'm
trademark
an
Xbox
Xbox
guy.
guy. I'm an Xbox guy, and I think that was Tsunami that spelled the GIY.
GIY Xbox guy.
Yeah, that's how I got spelled it. GIY. I'm Xbox guy. Yeah. All right, y'all. We're about to get out of here. I appreciate everybody that rocked out with us. We got up to 23 tonight, Moss. That's pretty decent for us.
Yeah, that's good, man.
Yeah,
Good.
so, all right, y'all. We out of here. Peace and love.